I want to introduce Dr. Shrikant Hegde, who is going to speak on this topic today. I think you can go ahead with this talk. He's MBBS MD from KMC Hubli, our own consultant physician in Shimoga for the last 30 years, former vice chairman of API chapter, Karnataka chapter, editor-in-chief, API Journal, Internal Medicine, 3 years, review of many journals, Journal of Human Hypertension, JAPI and Curious, 16 publications to his name, 4 book chapters, 67 citations, high index 4, delivered talks in APICON and KAPICON. I tell you to go ahead and speak, sir.
Thank you, respected chairpersons and honorable delegates. At the outset, I thank the organizers of Scientific Committee KAPICON Hubli for giving me this opportunity. I'll be continuing with the talk from Dr. Premnath. I'll be talking today about the use of AI in research and publication. Before we go to the use of AI as such, the two questions we need to answer: what AI can do in publication and research, and can we use AI in publication and research? What AI can do is enormous, especially after the invention of generative AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini. Anything can be possible in publication. An AI tool can write an abstract, an AI tool can write a full manuscript, and people have written a full textbook using ChatGPT. So the capabilities of AI tools are enormous. Can we use? Yes. Can we use always? No. There are certain criteria for ethical use of AI tools in research and publication. The guidelines from the International Journal of Medical Committee Editors suggest that if you use any AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini, it has to be properly disclosed to the editors and the readers of the journal. In the covering letter of your manuscript and in the method section of your manuscript, and also, or in the acknowledgement, you can disclose the use of AI tools in your manuscript. And there are some differences between the journals. Some journals allow the use of images generated by AI tools. Some journals, like Springer Group of Journals, do not allow any images created by AI, but it depends on the journal's individual policy. But one thing is certain, that AI cannot be listed as an author or co-author. Having said that, it means that you cannot write an entire paper with AI tool like ChatGPT. Though it is possible to write, it should not be written because it will be immediately rejected, because there are tools to detect AI content in your article. AI, whatever use of AI in the manuscript or in the research, that has to be properly disclosed. And any content generated by AI tool has to be reviewed by the human author. Otherwise, AI is known to give mischievous results, and all the content should be properly reviewed. You all know the publication cycle. Dr. Premnath highlighted earlier that how we first select a topic, and after selecting topic, we do the literature review, then collect the data, analyze the data, write the manuscript, put the references, and send it to journal. And this entire cycle, at every step, there are tools which you can use in publication and research. Idea generation. How do we get idea? It's always important to do a good research to get a good publication. But how do we get the idea as a beginner? It is possible, we generally ask our mentors or teachers or friends or those who have done in the research in the field. But it is also possible that you can take AI tool like ChatGPT or Gemini as your friend or mentor and ask proper questions so that you get an idea about conducting the research. So before conducting the research, the proper methodology, what are the steps to be done, what is not to be done, you should not come to know about that when you submit a manuscript and then get rejected because of lack of these methodological errors. So these ideas can be generated from AI engine. The general AI tools like ChatGPT may not give you, if you just ask them the idea, it may not give you. There is what is known as ChatGPT Deep Research and Gemini Deep Research. You have to activate it in your chat box. In the tool section, you have to go to the tool section and change from normal to deep research in ChatGPT. If you are a free subscriber of ChatGPT, you get 5 questions in a month. If you are a paid subscriber, you get 10 or more options to ask research questions, which is much more deep, and you get citations, you get references for the content which it generates. Gemini also has got similar feature. Claude AI can be used for asking research ideas. There is what is known as prompt engineering. What you ask, it will deliver. If you ask simple question, you get simple answer, very generic answer. But if you ask a very well-designed prompt, like I am a researcher, I am a physician, I am a diabetologist, I want to do a research on diabetes in rural population, in private practice. So if such filters are given, it gives you proper output. So there is also what is known as prompt dusting. Prompt dusting is you give the same prompt to 3 or 4 different chat GPT, Gemini, Claude. So you take the best output from each and combine them so that you get one proper output. So that improves the content and the quality of the output. This is an example how I asked Gemini a question. Give me suggestions to conduct research on the knowledge and practices of dietary habits in diabetic population in Karnataka. It gives you the entire thought process. What all did it search? What are the process which is behind it? What are the sites which look? What are the guidelines it considered? And it creates a complete whole lot of synopsis, just like we give a synopsis for funding or getting an approval. It gives a complete overview of the topic in the form of a Google document. You can convert it into Word and save it. The most important thing is, because it is a generated content, it has to be reviewed. There are possibilities of serious errors in this. Even references which it gives has to be cross-checked, otherwise they may not be even existing. After having an idea, we do literature search. How do we do literature search? Traditionally, we use PubMed, we use Google Scholar, we use Google search. They are limited by certain things. Like if you do a PubMed search, it is limited by keywords. It is limited by the keywords, and it looks for the similarity of the keywords, and maybe there is some additional flexibility like adding and, or, o, like that. But there are tools like Semantic Scholar, Elicit, Research Rabbit, Consensus, which do not look for exact keywords. Semantic Scholar is a free website where it's a large database of published articles. It's similar to PubMed search, but the advantage is it is not limited by keywords. You can get semantic similarity, the content. It understands the content of a context and the content of your question in the question and gives related articles from that topic. You can save the PDF. You can also create a personal dashboard and a personal folder where you can collect articles on the topic of your question. Moreover, it is free. I have again an example where I asked a question about human insulin versus insulin analogs. You can get the results based on the relevance, based on the citation, based on the most influential papers on this topic, and I got some 7,000 set. You also get what is known as a short summary of each paper. There is what is known as TLDR, too long, did not read. That's what happens with most of the articles when we search. So TLDR gives you a concise, some 3-4 sentence overview of that topic, of that paper. So you can select your paper accordingly. Elicit is another such tool. It also uses the database of Semantic Scholar, which has both free version and paid version. It's easy to search. Apart from, unlike Semantic Scholar, it gives a summary of 4 top papers on that, or if you are a paid user, 8 top papers on that topic. I extend the same question to Elicit, human insulin versus animal insulin, or insulin analogs. It gave me a summary of 4 papers. It also, you can choose the articles based on the year of publication, in the type of journal published, like Q1 journal, Q4 journal, or all journals, based on the review articles, meta-analysis, RCTs. So you can keep various filters. It gives the results in tabular form, like the main summary, the title of the article, the summary findings, the outcome measures, etc. Consensus is another useful app, which is an AI-based search engine. You can use multiple filters, but it also gives an answer. Based, just like other AI tools, like generative AI tools, it also gives an answer to your question, not just searching the literature, but also getting the summary of this literature and getting the answer, which are evidence-based. And they are not limited by key version. Again, you have a free version and a paid version. I extend this question further. Do insulin analogs score over human insulin? It gives me the summary of all the articles in that topic. Gives a summary that 63% of the cases, it is yes, 23% no, some are indeterminate. It gives what type of study was that, systematic review or meta-analysis or RCT. So Consensus also has other useful functions like exporting the other thing is all these tools, the citations can be directly exported to reference managers like Zotero or Mendeley, so that your work is made easy. Research Rabbit is another useful tool which for literature review. You have a seed paper, like you want to do a paper, and you get one paper on that topic, and from that paper you go on expanding your search. It gives you a visualization of connected papers, and it also integrates with Zotero, and it's a free tool. I start with a question, AI tools in publication. So it gave me first I put some 3 articles. One article is connected. There are similar work, some 40, 60 articles, and it gives multiple papers based on the size of the ball, the relevance of the article and the strength of the paper can be assessed, and you choose a more strong ball, a bigger ball, then further work. So it's a network of all the papers on this topic. It looks complicated, but it's very fun tool to use. There are many more tools like this, SciSpace, Paperpal, Writeful, OpenPDF, Litmaps. Many of them are free, and paid versions are available. All of them have the similar functions like consensus or elicit. Afterwards, we do the data. We can even use AI tools for data analysis. Julius AI is one such tool. We all know that Microsoft Excel can do data analysis to some extent, but the formulas are complicated. Many of us may not know. But now with Microsoft Office 365, you get Copilot free. Copilot is the AI chatbot of Microsoft. So Copilot is integrated with Excel, PowerPoint, as well as Word. And with that, you can ask questions and you can analyze your Excel data. ChatGPT can generate codes for SPSS, the syntax for SPSS analysis, say codes for RStudio statistical analysis. But the important thing is statistical analysis is not generally permitted. AI tools are not generally permitted by many journals. And you'll have to state where you have used, and the output has to be corroborated by doing a proper statistical analysis from other engines like SPSS or others. This is an example of elicit.com, which is also a free tool. You upload an Excel file, and suppose you are a beginner, you don't know the details, you can ask the question to what are the data I can generate, what are the questions I can, input I can get from this Excel sheet. So I uploaded a file with diabetes patients, some with BMI, HbA1c, and asked the question, what is the relationship between BMI and HbA1c in this database? So it gives you a beautiful scatter diagram, a bar and whisker plot. So it also gives you an idea what statistical analysis can be done based on your database. So these are the advantages. But if you are using a free version, there are many limitations. So you should always be careful, and you just get the idea what statistical analysis can be done and do it properly, or discuss with the statistician and do it in proper statistical software. Manuscript editing. A well-written manuscript can always be enhanced with the help of language editing, which is the permitted use of AI tools as of today in publication. Language editing can be done with various tools like Grammarly, Quillbot. Quillbot is a paraphrasing software. If suppose you are taking from some article, if you put the same words, it will be detected under plagiarism, and you can change the words using Quillbot. Copilot for Words again comes with Microsoft 365. If you don't have subscription to Grammarly or Quillbot, you can use the Copilot for Word and improve the readability and the grammatical content of your manuscript. Plagiarism detection can be done with AI tools. Turnitin, which is a common AI plagiarism detection tool, has AI capability. Plagiarism checker can also has AI capability. AI capability in the sense that if you write a paper based on AI tool, that can detect. AI content in the paper can be detected. Grammarly can detect AI content in the paper. There is one exclusive tool called ZeroGPT. ZeroGPT, if you use ZeroGPT, you can analyze what percentage of the manuscript is written by human, what percentage is written by the machine. So before submitting the manuscript checklist, the programs like SciSpace, Writeful, Paperfall, they have a checklist, submission checklist, which for some top 20, 30 journals. So if you go through the checklist, you can see whether your manuscript fits those criteria and then submit. Which journal to choose? There is a tool called Journal Finder. You just upload your manuscript. It will suggest which journal based on the criteria what mentioned in the earlier topic. So these are some of the useful tools which you can use. Bibliography and citation is the most important topic. Why article gets delayed in publication is mainly because the references are not properly written. References do not match the content. So using tools like Mendeley or Zotero will make your job much easier as far as citations and bibliography is concerned. As such, Zotero and Mendeley do not have AI function, though Zotero has an AI plugin called Area. So these reference management tools integrate with other tools which I mentioned earlier, like Semantic Scholar or Elicit. So whatever articles you see there, even the PDF, if you have the PDF, the entire citation can be transported just by a click of button to Zotero and Mandeli, and they have Word plugin. So from wherever you cite, you just mention the name of the article, you can cite there, and the references can also be written in the same format as the journal requires. Suppose the journal requires Vancouver format, you choose the Vancouver format from Zotero, you can very easily manage your references using these softwares. What are the future tools? As such, it's a very fast moving field. Can we move to a stage where peer review can be done by ChatGPT or another thing? As of now, it is not permitted. Peer review is the most difficult part for authors, most difficult part for the editors also, because most of the delays are because of peer review. So as of now, peer review is not permitted, but we don't know, a time may come when probably peer review can also be done with the help of AI engine. Elsevier uses an in-house tool called Extract for initial screening of the manuscript, whether the manuscript fits your scope of journal, and to assign the editor, to assign the reviewer. So in-house procedures can be done with an AI tool, editorial triage and reviewer matching. So what are the benefits? As I said, all these things, it saves a lot of time. It makes the manuscript much better to read. It improves the content of your manuscript. The literature search becomes much better. And especially important for enhancing the clarity for non-native English speakers. Most of us are non-native English speakers, and when we write an article, the most problem is in the language. So if you can enhance the quality of the language, that is an acceptable, ethical way of using AI tools in publication. Rest of the things are not. Writing the entire paper from ChatGPT is unethical. What are the disadvantages? Hallucination. Hallucination in the tech parlance means something like confabulation in medicine. It gives you a very confident, bold answer, but the answer is wrong. And it is so difficult to know whether the answer is right or wrong. It looks so convincing. So hallucination is a common problem with most of AI tools. There is risk of unintended plagiarism. You think that it is generated by AI and you submit it, but it can copy from some other journal and you might get caught during plagiarism check. Ethical concerns, it can reduce creative thinking. After all, why a journal or why research is to be there? It is to publish original ideas, original research. If an article can be written by ChatGPT or Gemini and can be published in a journal, there is no role for journal, there is no role for authors or editors. So this is where the major disadvantage of, so in summary, it's a powerful tool for publishing. There are multiple tools available at every step. Proper use and proper disclosure are the key to ethical use of these tools in publication. Thank you for a patient listening. And